When Elon Musk walked onto the stage that evening, something felt off before he even spoke. The applause was there, the flashes from cameras, the usual anticipation that follows him everywhere, but beneath it all, there was a tension, a weight. Musk wasn't carrying himself like a man ready to unveil a new product or a flashy update. He looked deliberate, heavy with something unspoken. Audiences had grown used to his rhythm. Bold updates on rockets, new leaps in electric vehicles, ambitious talk about colonizing Mars. But this night was different. Within moments of speaking, the entire atmosphere shifted. He wasn't there to talk about Tesla. He wasn't there to talk about SpaceX. He was there to talk about the 3i Atlas. The name itself landed strangely in the room. Mysterious, poetic, ominous. Musk's tone didn't help. He didn't rattle off data in his usual confident cadence. Instead, his words came slowly, measured, like someone choosing each phrase with immense care. And then he said something that made the air itself seem to pause. The 3i Atlas, he suggested, might not be a natural object at all. It could be an alien spacecraft. The silence was deafening. Entire rows of people leaned forward, almost in unison, as if their bodies had forgotten how to sit back. For a few seconds there was no movement, no coughs, not even the rustle of paper, just the echo of those words hanging in the air. And what made it impossible to dismiss was this: Musk wasn't an anonymous whistleblower. He wasn't a sensationalist YouTuber. He wasn't even a politician looking for headlines. This was Elon Musk, the man who builds rockets, lands boosters, and bends industries around his will, standing on a stage, in public, admitting that something strange had crossed into our solar system. So what was the 3i Atlas? Astronomers had been tracking it for some time. On paper, it was catalogued like many other interstellar visitors, an unidentified object moving through the solar system. But the deeper they looked, the less sense it made. Musk explained why. Its trajectory was all wrong. Normal asteroids and comets follow paths carved by gravity and predictable physics. The Atlas didn't. Instead, it cut through space like something being steered. Subtle shifts, tiny corrections, movements too precise to be random. And when scientists tried to identify what it was made of, the puzzle only deepened. Instruments gave contradictory readings. One analysis suggested metal, another hinted at exotic compounds. At times, the data didn't even match anything known at all. It was as if the Atlas defied the very tools used to measure it. Then came the most startling claim of all. Musk revealed that the object appeared to respond, adjusting itself almost like it was aware of being watched. Natural forces can nudge a comet here and there, but the Atlas seemed to maneuver with intention, not drifting, not random, deliberate. That was the moment the mystery escaped the hands of scientists and became a global obsession. Some skeptics immediately waved it off. Perhaps it was a comet shedding gases in strange ways. Maybe radiation pressure was pushing it around. But Musk was unconvinced. The Atlas, he said, didn't fit those explanations. The adjustments were too sharp, too coordinated. If this was natural, it was unlike any natural phenomenon ever recorded. And people listened because Musk, of all people, is not known for wasting time on fantasy. From that moment forward, the 3i Atlas wasn't just a distant speck in a telescope. It became a worldwide fixation. News anchors dissected his words. Social media exploded with theories and speculation. Artists sketched interpretations of the object, some sleek and metallic, others strange and organic, like something out of a dream. Writers and filmmakers seized on the mystery, weaving it into stories. Humanity had always wondered if we were alone. Now, for the first time, the question didn't feel hypothetical. Scientists scrambled. Observatories turned their gaze toward the Atlas. Teams of astrophysicists reran orbital data late into the night. Some compared it to Oumuamua, that earlier interstellar visitor, but where Oumuamua had been ambiguous, fading from view before answers could be found, the Atlas was different. It behaved too strangely to be written off, and governments, well, they moved fast too. Musk's words weren't whispered in a closed-door meeting. They were broadcast worldwide. That meant every government, Every intelligence agency had to respond. Satellites were retasked to watch the object. Briefings were held at the highest levels. In Washington, in Beijing, in Moscow, leaders asked the same questions. Was it dangerous? Was it observing Earth? Was this technology beyond us, or simply a rock with a strange personality? The uncertainty was worse than confirmation. If it was alien, it meant we weren't alone. If it wasn't, then what was it? Behind the scenes, military and scientific agencies competed and cooperated in equal measure. For some, the Atlas was a potential threat. For others, it was the ultimate opportunity. The stakes couldn't be higher. The first nation to truly understand or even reach the Atlas could unlock knowledge beyond imagination. Meanwhile, Musk revealed that SpaceX was actively tracking the object in collaboration with international observatories. High-powered telescopes were locked on it. Radar was probing its shape. Engineers debated whether a probe could be launched in time to intercept it. The logistics were daunting, but no longer impossible. For the first time in history, the chance to study something possibly alien wasn't science fiction. It was within reach. Even the name 3i Atlas seemed to capture the imagination. Musk mused briefly that names often come before understanding, placeholders until truth arrives. Just as ancient sailors named constellations without knowing what stars truly were, maybe humanity was naming something that would later redefine its place in the universe. And then came the broader implications. If the Atlas really was artificial, if it truly was alien, then the entire framework of human understanding would shift. Religion, philosophy, politics, culture, everything would be forced to adapt. Faith leaders wrestled with it. Some said alien. Life fit neatly into their teachings, a larger creation, a divine universe full of life. Others braced for disruption. Philosophers debated endlessly. Did this make humanity smaller, just one species among countless others? Or did it elevate us, placing us in a grander community of intelligence and ordinary people? They were shaken in their own ways. Children asked whether aliens were watching them. Retirees stared at the night sky with fresh wonder. Students in science and engineering programs suddenly felt like history's spotlight was turning on their generation. Musk hadn't just opened a door to possibility, he'd thrown it wide open. Yet even as he stirred the imagination, Musk stayed careful. He didn't declare certainty. He didn't say, "This is alien." Instead, he left the question suspended in the air, balanced between science and speculation. And that uncertainty, that refusal to close the book, was what made the story irresistible. Humanity doesn't turn away from mystery. We lean into it. But urgency lingered. Objects like this don't wait for us. They move, they pass, they vanish into the void. If we wanted answers, we had to act fast. The ticking clock gave Musk's announcement the feel of a thriller unfolding in real time. The 3i Atlas wasn't just a celestial object anymore. It had become something bigger, a mirror reflecting humanity's oldest question. Are we alone? And the way Musk framed it, the answer was no longer theoretical. It was immediate, pressing, alive. His words didn't provide closure. They cracked open a door that may never shut again. Because if Musk was even partly right, then the 3i Atlas isn't simply passing through our solar system. It's passing through human history,